What if I told you that by the time you finally worked up the courage to walk over to her, she had already decided how she felt about you? Not based on what you said, not based on your opening line, but based on something far deeper, something she couldn't even explain to herself. That feeling she got the moment you walked through the door, that wasn't random. That wasn't luck. That was her subconscious mind running a program so ancient, so powerful, that no amount of clever words could override it. And today I'm going to show you exactly what that program is. Welcome, and I am so glad you're here because what you are about to learn changed everything for the men who truly understood it. We're going to go deep today, deeper than pickup lines, deeper than first impressions. We're going to talk about the invisible psychology that happens in a woman's mind before a single word is exchanged. The silent conversation her heart is already having with you the moment you enter her world. Pause. I want you to stay with me all the way to the end because the most important point in this entire video comes last. And it might just be the one thing that changes how you see yourself forever. So let's begin at the very beginning, not when you speak, but before you do, in that charged, electric, deeply human moment when she first sees you. Imagine two men walking into the same room at the same moment. Same height, same clothes, same face even. But one of them walks in like searching for permission to be there, shoulders curved inward, eyes scanning the floor, steps a little too quick and a little too quiet. The other one walks in like the room was already his, shoulders back, pace unhurried, gaze steady and calm. Now here's what's fascinating. A woman watching both men from across the room hasn't heard either of them speak. She doesn't know their names. She doesn't know their jobs or their stories. But she already has a feeling about one of them. And it didn't come from logic. It came from her nervous system reading his body language like a language older than words. Researchers call this postural dominant signaling, and women are extraordinarily sensitive to it. Her brain is wired from thousands of years of evolution to notice a man who takes up space with ease. Not aggression, not arrogance. Ease. There's a world of difference. The man who moves through a room like he belongs there is silently telling her, I am secure. I am grounded. I am not afraid of this world. And that, on a primal level, is deeply, deeply attractive. Your takeaway, before you say a single word, your posture is already speaking. Make sure it's saying something true and powerful about who you are. Insight number 2, the eyes that don't run away. Here's something I want you to really sit with. When a woman catches a man's eye across a room, what he does in that next half second tells her almost everything. Does he look away immediately, almost flinching, like a boy caught with his hand in the cookie jar? Or does he hold her gaze for just one breath longer than expected, with a quiet, soft confidence, and then slowly, gently, let a small smile appear? That second man just did something extraordinary without saying a word. He told her, I see you. I'm not afraid of you. And I'm interested, but I'm not desperate. That combination, interest without desperation, is one of the most magnetic things a woman can experience from a man. Because women are deeply intuitive readers of emotional honesty. She can feel the difference between a man who holds eye contact because he is genuinely present and a man who is performing confidence. One feels warm. The other feels like a mask. Practice being present. Practice seeing people really seeing them without the anxiety of needing them to respond in a certain way. That kind of eye contact isn't a technique. It's a way of being. Your takeaway? Authentic eye contact is not about staring, it's about presence, and she can feel the difference instantly. Insight number 3, the energy you carry into the room. Have you ever walked into a space and just felt someone before you saw them? Like the temperature of the room shifted slightly when they arrived? That's not magic. That's emotional energy, and it is completely real. Psychologists sometimes call it affect contagion, the phenomenon where the emotional state of one person literally begins to influence the emotional states of those around them. When a man walks into a room carrying calm, warm, unhurried energy, not performing, not trying to impress, just genuinely at peace with himself, women feel it. It's like a quiet fire that doesn't demand attention but draws people toward its warmth anyway. On the other hand, when a man arrives carrying anxious, desperate to be noticed energy, that too spreads in most people without knowing why. begin to feel slightly uncomfortable. Serious, she will feel that. She will step back from it, not because she's cruel, but because her nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, protecting her by reading the emotional truth of every person in the room. The beautiful secret here is that this energy comes from one place only: how you feel about yourself when no one is watching. Your takeaway: the energy you bring into a room is invisible but unforgettable, and it begins with the relationship you have with yourself. Insight number 4, the way you, the room, not just her. This one surprises men every time. She's not only watching you when you look at her, she is watching how you treat the bartender, how you respond when someone bumps into you, whether you laugh easily or whether your laughter feels like it needs an audience, whether you make the people around you feel comfortable or whether you make the space about yourself. Women are deeply social creatures. Their psychology is wired to read social environments for safety, warmth, and integrity. And here is something profoundly true. A man who is kind to people who can do nothing for him is one of the most attractive things she will ever witness. Let that sink in. Not kind to impress her. Not performing generosity. Actually genuinely, quietly decent. That kind of character doesn't just attract her attention, it earns her respect. And respect in a woman's heart is the foundation that desire is built upon. Your takeaway: she's not just watching you, she's reading your character through every small interaction you have with the world around her. Insight number 5, the stillness that makes her lean in. We live in a world of noise, of men who talk too much to fill the silence, who move too fast because stillness feels vulnerable, who perform and impress and compete, all because somewhere along the way they decided that being enough as they are without doing anything was not possible. But she notices the man who is still, the man who doesn't need to dominate the conversation. The man who listens really listens with his whole face, like what you're saying is the most interesting thing that has happened to him today. That kind of stillness is rare, and rarity in human connection is breathtaking. Smile, psychologically, the stillness communicates emotional security, the rarest and most deeply attractive quality a man can possess. It says, I don't need to prove myself to you. I am already whole, and the paradox is beautiful. The more whole he seems, the more she wants to be close to him. Your takeaway: in a world of noise, your stillness is one of the most powerful things you can offer her before you ever speak a single word. Insight number 6, the subconscious story she's already writing. Here's something almost no one talks about, and it's one of the most fascinating things I know about female psychology. Before you approach her, before the conversation starts, she is already writing a story about you. Her imagination, her intuition, her emotional mind, they are filling in chapters based purely on what she has observed. The way you moved, the way you laughed, the way you made others feel, the quiet confidence in your eyes. And this story, this internal narrative she's building, becomes the emotional lens through which she will hear your very first words. If the story she's written is warm, curious, and hopeful, your opening line almost doesn't matter, because she already wants to know you. He's already pulled you closer in her mind. And if the story she's written is uncertain or guarded, even the most perfect words will feel like they're swimming upstream. This is why the moments before you speak are not empty moments. They are the most important moments of all. Your takeaway: you are telling her a story with everything you do. Before you speak, make sure it's a story worth continuing. I want to speak to you directly for just a moment, not as a host, as someone who genuinely wants you to understand something beautiful. The man she is drawn to before a word is spoken, he isn't perfect. He isn't the tallest or the richest or the one with the most polished routine. He is the man who has done the quiet, courageous work of becoming at peace with himself, who has learned that his presence is a gift, not a performance, who walks through the world with the gentle certainty that he belongs here, that he is worthy of love and connection, not because he has earned it through achievement, but simply because he is human and alive and real. That man is not out of reach. That man is already inside you, and she can feel him even before you say hello. So here's the truth, wrapped up in one sentence: attraction for a woman begins not when you speak, but when she feels who you are. Everything we talked about today, your posture, your energy, your stillness, your character, it all comes back to one thing: the relationship you have with yourself. Most magnetic version of you isn't a technique or a strategy. It's simply you, at your most grounded, most present, most genuinely alive. If this video opened something in you today, I'd love for you to hit that like button and leave me a comment. Tell me which insight hit you the hardest. And if you want more of this kind of deep, honest conversation about connection and understanding, subscribe, because there's so much more coming. And remember this: long after this video ends, the right woman isn't waiting for your perfect words. She's waiting for your honest presence. Give her that, and you'll never need a script again.